NBC's When the Phone Rings, one of the most talked about and watched K-dramas of this winter, is currently facing severe criticism after the airing of its final episode. In particular, the show is being criticised for its depiction of a fictionalized conflict between the made-up nations of Paltima and Izmael, which viewers quickly saw as a thinly veiled reference to Palestine and Israel. The scene, which shows Paltima as the aggressor who is launching airstrikes on Izmael and even taking Korean hostages, instantly sparked debates as the show seemingly pushes a pro-Israel stance, particularly in the light of the present-day ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the controversial scene in the drama, its meaning in the context of current events, and the broader cultural significance of irresponsible TV writing. Ready to dive in? Let's get started! Historical and contemporary context. When the Phone Rings is a South Korean drama series that came out in November 2024 and recently finished, with its last episode being released a few days ago. Directed by Park Sang-woo and Wi Duk-gu and written by Kim Ji-woon, the show has Yoo Yeon-seok in the role of Baek Se-eun, the presidential spokesperson with a complicated home life, and Choi Soon-bin as his mute wife, Hong Hee-ju, who comes from a wealthy family and is working as a sign language interpreter. Quickly drawing a loyal viewership, at the heart of the drama is the two main characters' strained marriage, which is more layered than it seems at first. The plot takes a turn when Hee-ju is kidnapped, forcing the couple to deal with their hidden truths and face the complexities of their rocky relationship. As the series went on, it caught a lot of global attention as fans fell for the characters' chemistries and the final plot. Set to be one of the best and most loved dramas of the year, the inclusion of the last episode's problematic scene is even more puzzling. Meanwhile, in real life, the Israel-Palestine conflict is one of the longest-standing and most serious geopolitical crises in modern history. Born from colonial legacies, religious tensions, and territorial disputes, the conflict has grown into an ongoing humanitarian disaster, affecting the entire region and huge communities of people. Given the ongoing violence and suffering in the Middle East, media representations of this conflict are charged with huge ethical and social responsibility, because the way that the media handles an issue, especially one that is foreign to their target demographic, becomes how the public sees the said issue. By not handling the issues with care like the writers fail to do in When the Phone Rings, there is a real risk that you are reinforcing alarming, misleading, and harmful messages, especially to a public that might not know about the situation too well. The final episode and netizens' reactions. Showing real-world conflicts in fiction comes with inherent ethical challenges. On one hand, fictional portrayals can raise awareness and even make people more empathetic to a distant issue or crisis. On the other hand, these depictions also run the risk of misrepresenting the reality of the situation or even trivializing the suffering of these communities for the sake of entertainment. For many disgusted viewers, When the Phone Rings falls into the latter category, with its controversial portrayal of a fictionalized conflict between Paltima and Izmael, which was instantly seen as perpetuating the erasure of Palestinian suffering, as well as further skewing public understanding of the very serious and very real issue. As the episode came out, netizens were instantly confused and frustrated with how the scene, which was out of place in a story that is supposed to be about interpersonal relationships and suspense, was not only unnecessary, but also badly executed. After the episode, social media platforms were quickly flooded with calls for a boycott of When the Phone Rings, its creators, and NBC, the network that aired the drama. Viewers, shocked and upset by the scene, also started demanding a formal apology from the director, writer, and producer, while calling for the scene to be removed from the final episode. Overall, the scene left everyone wondering what on earth the writers were thinking to add such a tone-deaf and insensitive scene to what should have been a fun and romantic show. Cultural sensitivity in K-dramas. The thing is, as the reach and influence of K-dramas expand around the world, these shows are seen more and more as cultural symbols for South Korea. With this growing international influence, global audiences now expect these shows to handle sensitive and complex global issues with care, nuance, and empathy, as they should have been doing all along, but that's another issue. The controversy around this specific scene in When the Phone Rings has drawn attention to how badly K-dramas tend to tackle politically charged topics. In fact, this is far from the first time that K-dramas have faced heat for disrespectful and tone-deaf portrayals of foreign issues and other cultures. Korean dramas have often throughout the years been questioned on the way that they show and depict foreigners and foreign issues, especially when it comes to the seriously harmful stereotyping of people from the Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia. Conclusion. In conclusion, the backlash around this particular scene in When the Phone Rings goes to show the important role that the media plays in shaping public opinions of complicated geopolitical issues. The controversial fictionalized reference to the real Israel-Palestine conflict in the drama, which many saw as not only uncalled for, but also in line with pro-Israel narratives, has raised major concerns about the lack of cultural sensitivity and ethical responsibility in the Korean entertainment industry. Moving forward, it's going to be essential for K-dramas to recognise the weight of their influence and write better and more respectful storylines, especially when referencing geopolitical events and foreign cultures. What do you think about this story? Do you think they should remove the scene from the final episode? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're at it.